Hi everyone, this is Tony Ericetti and I'll be your mentor and instructor for the 802 Capstone Implementation course. And I wanted to just take a few minutes and go over some things that you and I need to think about as you're working through this project. And forgive me in advance if you've already reviewed the following information and you know what I'm going to be talking about. But I thought it might be a good idea to review some of the significant uh, milestones that you're going to have to complete. So the first thing I would do is look at the 802 Capstone Implementation Syllabus. And it gives a course description, and we will be talking about how your individual project fits the requirements of this course. I know you're trying different things. Some of you, I think, are going to be doing some research. Some will be implementing a project at your workplace. So we'll come up with some a general plan about how that's going to be carried out. If you're one of those students who are doing the 801 and the 802 course together, you and I need to work very quickly. So I would suggest that you contact me ASAP so that we can come up with dates to meet. And I met with our 801 students 4 times, and I'll be meeting with you 4 times by Zoom, and so uh, we can meet up to 8 times, and if you're doing both of these two things together. So let's talk very quickly about how you can get started so you can finish up on time as well. The other thing I would look at is the Capstone Template Handbook, which gives some significant guidelines on the formatting of your final project, which could vary again somewhat depending upon what kind of project that you're carrying out. The other thing to pay attention to is the Submit Assignments tab in Blackboard, and here are things that you'll have to complete and suggested deadlines as well. So the first thing to do by this Sunday is to submit to Blackboard your completed project, the 801 project, in its current form so that we can take a look at it. Okay, so please submit that by this Sunday, January 8th, and next deadline would be to develop a timeline for the course. And this is the timeline in which you're going to task yourself to carry out significant parts of the of this process. And I would start with the end in mind, and we would like you to have a significant draft by April 16th. So working backwards, you've got about 3 months in order to carry out the final steps of this project. But give us a timeline for what you're going to be doing over the next 3 months, and I would also put those timeline entries into your calendar. The other issue is the journal entries. You'll make 4 journal entries in which you document your progress as you're going through this project. And it's not meant as a research paper. It's just your subjective thoughts and worries and delights in carrying out this project. And that's something that won't be made public to anyone. You're free, of course, to share it with your colleagues, but that's something that I will read and comment on, and it's it might be helpful just again to document what you're doing and what your thoughts are. And again, I was mentioning the substantial draft by April 16th of your project, and then a presentation, and we'll come up with a presentation format that fits your needs, your how you would like to present it, and what I would like to do is to schedule some dates in which you have some of your colleagues listening in while you present your project, and who can then give you some feedback. Now, one of the things I'd like to do before we get to this point is to send you some information about how to critique your peers' projects. That sometimes students will overly praise each other and not really give helpful feedback that will help the writer, make a better paper. And as those of you that have submitted to peer-reviewed journals know that it can be a pretty brutal process. And believe me, this course is not intended to brutalize you, but just to give you perhaps some idea of what to expect. And so you'll be most helpful to each other when you give each other some good feedback in a kind and uh, but direct way, essentially to brief them on their work. And you can reach me by these numbers and this number and my email address. I have a Drexel email address which I haven't activated yet. I will let you know when that happens. Um, this week I'm setting up phone calls with people to simply come up with 4 dates that you and I will have Zoom sessions, so I can get those into my calendar. So when we chat this week, I would say that call will be no more than 15 minutes. We'll come have your calendar ready. We'll come up with some dates, and just give me a general idea of what you're doing, and just it's really just a get to know you session. So I've already scheduled some of the phone calls for this week. So I look forward to hearing from everyone. So with that, I want to thank everyone, and again, want to wish you all a happy New Year, and you're going to be really happy when you finish this project and you get your degree and then move forward in your professional career. So anyway, we'll be talking soon. Thanks everyone. Take care.